situation. So, yeah, that's why we've got a different setup. So while I wait for everybody to start streaming in, what I want to do is I just want to give a special shout out to our sponsors. So if you'll just indulge me and let me do that. All right. So first of all, shout out to Profitable PPC. Profitable PPC, if you do not know, that is my Google Ads course. Now, what makes this Google Ads course different from most of the other Google Ads courses that you see on the market is not only do we give you the knowledge to set up your ads, but I also show you in depth knowledge on what to do after the ad is up. How do you optimize the ads? How do you get them the leads cheaper? How do you know that you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing? That's what Profitable PPC is for. So basically, when I started off, I had so many people asking me, Devin, please run my ads. Devin, please manage my ads. And to be honest with you, it just got too much. So I decided to create a course to teach you how to do it. And that's exactly what Profitable PPC is. Now, if you're interested, you can check out the link in the description below. And the second sponsor of this live stream is Lead Pages. Now, if you have watched this little YouTube channel of mine, you'll always hear me talk about use a landing page, use a landing page, use a landing page, use a landing page. It's kind of like my go-to answer for everything. And that's because they work. I'm going to show you some results and some proof that landing pages work, as well as what to do and how to get your landing page converting more. But more than that, what I want you to understand is you don't have to build a landing page by yourself. That's where Lead Pages comes in. They've got a whole bunch of templates. All you need to do is pick one, swap them out with your product or your service, and you are good to go. So you don't have to be a web designer. You don't have to hire someone. All you need to do is know how to pick a pretty template. And I'm sure most of you can handle that. Right. So if you are in the chat already, just give me a hi so that I know you are there. And I'm going to get the ticker up and running. I'm going to get rid of the sponsor banner, and then we can start doing what we do best. All right. So the main thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today is just where to start when it comes to this whole lead generation thing, and especially where to start when it comes to this whole understanding why your landing page is not converting. Now, usually what happens on these live streams is people ask me a whole bunch of questions. I answer the questions, and I'm glad to do that today again. Hi, Wendy. I see Wendy's over here. How you doing? Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Um, what I'd like to do today is I actually want to take you through my process, right? I want to take you through what I'm actually sharing with people that's making a difference in their ads. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to share the screen over here. Wendy, if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, since you're first, you're going to be first in line. All right, cool. So basically, whenever you are working with Google Ads, you want to ask yourself where in this little ladder you are. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that whatever you're working on is following these 7 steps. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it off very slowly. Here is where most people drop the ball. We go straight to optimizing our campaigns, and we don't talk enough about ad copy. We don't talk enough about who is this campaign for. So what will happen is you're going to have a very nice campaign that's losing you money every single month. You're not going to know why it's losing you money every single month. And then you're just going to mess around with settings, and you're going to hope that something changes. If anybody resonates with what I'm saying, just give me a hell yes in the comment section. But that's basically where most of you guys are at. So you're busy dealing with a Google Ads campaign, or maybe you're running ads for another business. And as soon as something doesn't, or as soon as something goes wrong, what we tend to do is we go into the bidding settings. So we want to know, okay, if I change these bidding settings, um, did the cost per lead get lower? Can I add more negative keywords? Can I do a couple of things with phrase match and exact match? But you're not getting to the heart of the problem. I'm going to share something with you guys. It's not a secret, but I'm going to say it like it is a secret. You can have a good ad campaign that's built on fundamentals with bad settings, and you can still get great results with Google Ads. I know it's a shocker, but you can definitely do that. I know that because that's what I've been doing for the past 7 years. What I want to do is I want to show you an interesting case study. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on showing you that case study, but I'll show it to you a little bit later in the live stream. So, what you want to do is the first question you want to ask yourself before you build a Google Ads campaign, before you even sit down in front of a PC, what you have to do is you need to ask yourself this question over here. I'm trying to find a good view. Yeah, that's a terrible view. Let's try this view over here. What you want to do is you want to ask yourself this question. Am I being clear enough with my offer? Right? Am I being clear enough with my offer? Now, every single website, every single good landing page that you have, you need to think about what exactly is my offer. So, I'm going to give you a few examples of this just so that you can understand what works in the real world. So, this is my course, Profitable PPC. And as you can see here, our offer is get your ads profitable in less than 30 days without a huge ad budget. You see that? Or let me say that again. Get your ads profitable in less than 30 days without a huge ad budget. So, in other words, can convey what this product, this service, this thing is for to your ideal viewer, and can you do it very quickly? If not, you've already lost the lead. I hate to tell you this, but people aren't scrolling and reading your entire website. Some people just come, and if they can't see exactly what you do, and if they can't see what's in it for them, they're just going to leave. They're going to leave straight away. So, what you want to do is you want to simplify your offer and explain in one sentence why that person should care. The second thing that you want to do, and this is also a very important thing, and I think I'm going to use another. Guys, I'm not trying to show this off, but it's literally the fastest way that I can just show you a whole bunch of landing pages. Here we go again. When we talk about clarity, set up your Google Ads like a pro in less than 5 minutes. So this tells me exactly. If I see this, I know exactly that this is for me because I'm not a pro, and I know I can save time. This is important when it comes to lead generation. People do not have time to read a page and figure out who you are, what you do. You got to get straight to the point. It's 2024. Nobody's coming to save you. It's 2024. You got to get straight to the point. I'm going to show you another page as well. Like I said, I've been trying to hide this page, but I think it's a good time to show you this page as well. This is one of my clients, Michael. He's also one of my community members as well, and we've been working on his landing page together. And so, for example, this is his offer. Now, I've been showing you a lot of digital marketing offers, but this is another way to do it, and it works. Get access to a free couch while we fix yours. We make your old furniture look brand new. Do you see what we did over there? Very quickly, we explained exactly who this is for, what we did, what we can do for you, and what the benefit is. Now, if you're not doing this, you're already behind. You're already losing money because this type of stuff, it separates the winners from the losers. And what a lot of people end up doing is they end up sending the person to a website and they hope that they'll find the information. So, for example, if I send you over here, well, I love my website, but there's kind of too much going on. So I've got success stories over here. I've got learn more. I've got optimize. I've got read client stories. Where do you start and what do you actually do and what is this for? Grow your business with Google Ads training, but like really, who am I speaking to? Do you see how websites are not very good at being specific? And do you see how landing pages are extremely good at being specific? And this is what this step is about over here, this clarity step over here. Because if you are not clear with your offers, if you are not clear with what is in it for the customer, you've already lost them. You've already lost the lead and you've lost them at step one. All right. So, what I want to do is I want to take in a few questions from the comment section. I'm going to continue on this, but does anyone have questions based on what I'm sharing with you guys over here? Anyone have any questions for me whatsoever based on what I'm sharing over here before I move on? Because I don't want to lose you guys. I want to go step by step by step on this pyramid so everyone is with me, so everyone gets it, so everyone understands what we're here to do. Because lead generation with Google Ads can be easy, but you have to follow the fundamentals. If you're not following the fundamentals, it's going to be very hard. You're going to feel like this doesn't work. You're going to look for magic tricks and magic settings, and you're going to end up just hating Google Ads. To put it the most frank way possible, you're going to end up hating Google Ads. All right, so I don't see any more questions. Let me just double check over here. I don't see any more questions. If you do have questions, write them down below. Also, let me know what country you're coming from. But what I want to do is I want to move on from this clarity step, and we're going to move on to this creative step over here. All right. So let's talk a little bit about creatives. Now, when I say creatives, all I mean, this is very fancy marketing talk. Um, all right, there we go. There's a question. Wendy, you need to be fast. All right, so Wendy asked, do you recommend a certain number of ads? What is your suggestion for a brand new person who has never set up ads before? That is actually a very good question. All right, so when you say, do I recommend a certain amount of ads, are we selling one product or service, or are we selling a whole bunch of services together? This is very important, and this is going to help me just give you the correct answer. I can answer you, but I want to give you the correct answer for you right now. All right. So let me know about that. Anyway, while we wait for Wendy to get back to us, like I said, the first part that you want to be very, very good with is you want to just be super clear about your offer. You be amazed at how many businesses I come to, and they say, Devin, we've got it sorted out. We know who our target client is. And then I look at their I look at their website and I'm like, man, what is this person doing? What is this person doing? All right. So Wendy says that it's just one service. Thank you very much for that, Wendy. All right, cool. So do you recommend a certain number of ads for one service? What is your suggestion for a brand new person who has never set up ads before? So you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it extremely simple. What I would do is I would set up one ad. And what I would do is I would play around with my ad copy. Your ad copy is what's going to make you a difference. And you would just keep your one ad for that one product and one service, and you would build a landing page especially for that ad. For that service. You would not go and set up a whole bunch of ads, right? So sometimes what we want to do is we want to have a search ad, a PMAX ad, then a second search ad with different settings, maybe even a little YouTube ad as well. Then we want to try a demand gen ad. What you're doing is you're creating noise. You're creating so much noise because when you go into your Google Ads account, now you've got so many campaigns and you're hoping that one campaign is going to be that golden campaign that's going to get you the lead or the customer. But basically that's not it's not going to happen. In fact, you're going to create more noise for yourself. So what you want to do is you want to have one search campaign. Why do I recommend search campaigns, especially if you've never set up ads before? It's very hard to mess up a search campaign. It is extremely hard to mess up a search campaign because a search campaign is your best chance of getting a lead. It is your absolute best chance of getting a lead for a product or for a service. It would be a search campaign. Now, why exactly is this? It's because when somebody's searching on Google, they already know what they want. They might not know how much it costs, or they might not know what the options are. And if you can show up on the top 4 search results, you have got a great chance of converting that person into a lead. And you can do this on a tiny budget as well. So I want to show you something over here. I've been running a little experiment, Wendy. Just give me a second. I want to take the screen off and I want to put a second share screen on here. And this, if you're a beginner, if you have a very low budget, and if you're just trying to figure out, okay, what is the easiest way to get Google Ads to work for me? I want to show you guys an example of this. So I'm going to go for the last 30 days. I've been running this little experiment, and let's go and look at this campaign over here. I put this campaign at $1 per day. Can you all see that? I'm putting this at $1 per day. I've got horrible settings over here. In fact, I don't even think I've put any extra settings in here. And already this campaign, just at $1 per day, it's already produced a lead for me, and it's 2.94%. This is me not even trying. This is me. We've got a competition in our private community, and I just had to set up an ad and get a conversion rate. And that's exactly what I did. So as you can see over here, 34 clicks, and I've already got one lead from this campaign over here, right? And I'm only doing this on $1 per day. And I'm doing this in the United States. If you guys are saying, hey, he can't possibly be doing this in the United States, I am definitely doing this in the USA. I believe so. Otherwise, the screenshot will just tell you I'm lying. Well, there we go. The United States minus Oklahoma. Why are we taking Oklahoma out? I've got no clue whatsoever, but let's just remove Oklahoma for now, probably from a past live stream. So yeah, that's it. So that's what I would do. That's what I would definitely do. I would just start off with a simple campaign. And I'm going to give you my recommended settings as well, Wendy. I want you to start the campaign off. If the guy has a little bit of budget, or if you have a little bit of budget, put it on maximize clicks. If you don't have any budget whatsoever, you can put it on manual CPC. It's a great setting to start off with. If you got 15 to 25 really good keywords in that campaign, and if you're sending it to a landing page, you're going to be perfectly fine, right? So I wouldn't be intimidated. Also, Wendy, one last thing. I want to share this with you because I think it's important. When it comes to learning Google Ads, there can be something as taking in too much information from too many people who teach Google Ads. This is something that happened to me 7 years ago, and I regret it because what I should have been doing is I should have been running ads and burning through money and learning stuff. Even if it's $5 a day, even if it's $3 a day, I should have been doing that. What I did instead was I took a course, I took another course, I took Google's course, and I hope that by learning all of this stuff, eventually I would be so smart that when I start Google Ads, I would make no mistakes whatsoever. I'd make absolutely no mistakes whatsoever. This is the wrong way to do it. You do not want to do it that way, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up not learning anything because you're not making mistakes. You're supposed to start Google Ads off. You're supposed to burn through your first $100 and get no leads. That's how it works. That's how you figure out the system. You're not going to start off with just the perfect settings and the perfect landing page and everything's perfect. It's a messy thing running Google Ads. So you also have to keep that in mind if you're a newcomer, that you might have it in your mind that in 30 days, this campaign is supposed to produce 100 leads. It doesn't usually work that way. Typically speaking, from what we've seen, it takes about 3 weeks to even figure out if you have the right target audience. Then it takes another few days to figure out if your keywords are working. And maybe after a 4-week period, you will eventually get to the stage where the leads start coming in thick and fast. But before that, usually the first 4 weeks, 6 weeks of a campaign, they are hell on earth. You feel like you don't know what you're doing. You feel like you should be throwing in the towel, and you feel like you should change ad settings or change this or change this. And that's where most people get fooled, because we end up jumping from a good campaign with good settings to something that it just doesn't work. But because we have this hope of the shiny thing, the new shiny thing, it's going to come and save me, it never ever happens. The best campaigns that I've had, they've taken their while to scale up, to get leads, but once they've got there, they really start kicking. If I could show you some of my campaigns, I've been running them since 2022, and I switch them off. I switch them off for 6 months. I switch them back on, and they still work. Why? Because I know I've got the fundamentals right. So I hope this answers your question. If you have any follow-up questions, or if anybody else listening in wants to ask a question, you're more than welcome to just type it down in the comment section, and also let me know what country you're from, Wendy will excuse because she's a regular already. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. Um, and like I said, Wendy, you're more than welcome to ask another question if you have it. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, all right, cool. When you want to change your ad, will it put the campaign back in learning mode? Yes, it definitely will put it back in learning mode, but I want to show you this. So I'm going to share my screen over here. I want to show you this because I think there's a tiny misconception about how this whole learning mode works. So if I go to a campaign over here, if I go to an ad over here, if I change this ad, let's just go find the ad. If I take this ad over here and I change something, I'm going to change something very small on this ad. So run your ads without an agency, learn the fundamentals, and I'm just going to put a full stop over here. And then I'm going to say save ad. So that's a brand new ad. I want you to see what happens. Okay. And bear in mind, I'm doing this with a campaign. So why are you glitching? Are you glitching right now? Okay. I think Google Ads is glitching because it's not allowing me to save the ad. That is super weird. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, to answer your question, when I do that, what you're supposed to see is you're supposed to see that the campaign, hold on, let's see if it's working now. I don't know. It's freezing up on me. All right, cool. While I sort out those technical issues, basically what happens is if you change an ad, it's not going like you're not resetting the AI. You're not resetting every single thing. You're not resetting your conversion history. When you change an ad and you're just changing the title or the ad copy of the ad, you're perfectly fine. It's going to go back into the queue and Google is going to assess whether there's anything that violates its terms of service or its policies. And if there's anything there that violates its terms of service and policies, when you change the ad, obviously then they'll decline the ad, right? So that's number one. Number two, if you change something very big, for example, if you go from maximize conversions bidding strategy over to a manual CPC bidding strategy, of course, it will reset it and put it back into a learning mode because you're telling the AI, I want to switch to a different gear, a different type of AI. So definitely then you will trigger learning mode to happen. Okay. But that's like if you make a major change. Another major change that you can make, and a lot of people don't know this, is if you're on a $50 per day budget, and you jump from a $50 per day budget to a $500 per day budget, you'll trigger learning mode. Now, for those of you listening into this podcast and you have got no clue, sorry, podcast live stream, and you've got no clue what learning mode is, when a campaign goes into learning mode, it's like the AI resetting itself and it's trying to find what the best audience for an ad is or who the right people for ad is. And sometimes what happens is marketers don't want to retrain the AI because we've already got the audience. We just want to refine that audience and make it better and better and better. So that's one thing that you have to be mindful of. So sometimes triggering learning mode is not good. So if you're doing ad copy, you're fine. If you're going to increase your budget by 20% increments. Don't go like from $500 to $5,000 because obviously then you'll trigger learning mode. And obviously, if you change your bidding strategy, then yes, you will put it back in learning mode. And also, I'm going to drop this here. Sometimes learning mode is not a bad thing. Sometimes going back to learning mode is not a bad thing. Sometimes you could have a campaign that's bringing you the wrong leads. They might even be affordable leads, but it's just bringing you the wrong type of people. And you'll find that when you go back to learning mode, you'll start seeing better and better traffic starting to come through the campaign. So it's not a bad thing whatsoever if you put your campaign back in learning mode. But that's a great question, Wendy. Keep asking them. I am here. All right, cool. So what was I talking about? I was talking about can't remember what I was talking about, but I was talking about something along the lines of hoping that settings will work for you. It's not just about settings. And that's where we're going to get to level 2. Okay. So, congratulations, guys. You've made it from level 1. we now know what a clear offer is. Does anybody, everybody in the chat, you kind of get what a clear offer is? A clear, simple, one sentence offer. And you're more than welcome to send me your landing page, send me your website. I'll have a look at it and I'll tell you if your offer is clear or not clear. Just if you're watching this replay, I want you to, well, if you're watching this replay, do not send me your website. But if you're on this live stream right now, then you can gladly send it in the live chat. Otherwise, what's going to happen is next week I'm going to come and I'm going to have like 500 comments with just websites, and I'm not going to know where they came from. Right? So that's the first thing. So as you can see over here, we've got our little ladder that we're working through, and we've got the clarity part sorted out. The next thing we need to talk about is ad creatives. Okay. This is another important thing that is often skipped by our digital marketing friends, people at agencies, and just people in general, business owners in general. So, the first piece of advice that I'm going to give you here is do not let Google come up with your ad copy, right? Doesn't that sound very straightforward? Do not let Google write your ad copy. If you're in business, you should be writing your own ad copy because nobody knows your customers better than you. Even if you don't know what to write, even if you feel like you're not a great writer, I can guarantee you this, you're probably going to come up with a better piece of ad copy than just normal AI generated ad copy. Now, I want to show you a couple of examples of this. So what we're going to do is let's look at the let's see. I want to see, this is a weird thing because I want to type in something that's going to trigger a random set of ads, and then we're going to compare the ad copy on those ads, and I'm going to show you what to do. So I'm going to ask the chat, give me something to Google. I'll Google it, and then we'll look at the ad copy, and I'll show you which ads are good and which ads can be improved. And we're going to do this because what I'm trying to teach you guys is we're trying to get to the stage where our creatives on our ads, see this block over here, our creatives on our ads are perfectly fine. So what I want you to do is give me a service down below, and what I'll do is I'll search for it. Hopefully it's available in South Africa, but what I'll do is I'll search for it, and then I'm going to show you what good creative is and what bad creative is. All right, so I'm just going to have a drink of water. You guys get ready, do whatever you guys are doing, and yeah, we're going to Google it because I want this workshop to be really, really in depth. All right. So if you're just joining this live stream, thank you so much for coming in. I want you to ask me any questions to do with getting your first leads on Google Ads, and also let me know what country you're from. And one thing that I pride myself on is helping entrepreneurs, especially on small budgets, get more leads. So if you don't know me, my name is Devin Thomas, and I am a Google Ads person, expert, and I've been doing this for the past 7 years. I started off with a $1 per day budget, and I help entrepreneurs who are just starting out to figure out what works and what doesn't work with Google Ads. So you're in the right place. All right, so we've got fire damage restoration. Okay, so let's Google it. I hope I get some good results. Otherwise, I'm going to have to type in USA fire damage. Okay. Restoration. Let's go. I got no ads here whatsoever. Could you give me an area, Wendy? Let me try and search for your specific location. Because I'm South Africa, this can be kind of hard. Or if you guys in the chat have another service that you'd like me to Google. Guys, if you don't know, we're Googling different businesses so that we can see ad copy, and I can explain to you the difference between ad copy that's going to get you leads and ones that not get leads at all. That would be home or commercial. Okay, cool. Okay, so Wendy, do you mean you want me to type in home or commercial? Let's try. USA, Ohio. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Let's go Ohio, and let's go home. So let's do this. I hope you guys are still following along. There we go. Okay, so let's look at some of these ads. PJ Baller, hey, what's up, man? No problem. No problem. All right. I want you to give me services. We're going to Google the services and I'm going to show you what to do and what not to do with your ad copy. All right. So, Puro Clean, Ohio's number one rated fire damage expert restoration service. Our number one priority is to restore your property correctly the first time. Columbus's most trusted restoration company. Get a free estimate today. Call for free estimates, 2 hours response time, certified technicians. This is not a good ad. This one over here, it's not a good ad. And ask me why. I'm actually going to ask you guys. I want you to tell me what's missing from this ad over here. Okay. So this one's not a good ad. This one, damage restoration service serving SE Michigan. So I searched for damage restoration and he's giving me that. So that's good. Water damage cleanup since 2003. Don't wait for mold. Take control of your water issue now. Home and business water damage cleanup and repair. Pro fire damage restoration. None of these are really good. None of these are really good whatsoever. All right. Tell me in the chat, what do you think is missing from them before I go? Because once I go, you guys are going to have to, you guys are going to have to stop me. So yeah. Come on, guys. What's missing from these ads? Yeah, making you guys think. Definitely. Yeah. You thought you were just going to come to watch, right? You thought you were just going to come to another live stream and just sit back. Okay, so PJ Baller says the copy is not matching the search. So he's basically saying the ad copy is not matching the search. While fire damage restoration, we've got here fire damage restoration service, but is that it? Is that it? Is that it? So first of all, let's start over here with the very simple fact. None of these ads. Oh man, sorry, I'm getting myself in the way over here. Let's start off with this fact. None of these ads are addressing the issue. The issue is you just lost your home. That is the issue. So what you want to do is you want to tap into that issue and you want to acknowledge that the client is going through a tough time. All right. Wendy also says Michigan should not have come up for an Ohio search. Yeah, that's Google doing Google things. Anyway, so as you can see over here, we're not acknowledging the issue. If you just lost your house, you just lost everything in your house, it's burnt out. What is the problem? Your problem is you're already in a bad mood. You already don't have hope. So what you want to do is you want to restore hope. So you can say something like, we can make your burnt house a home again. We can help your family. We can help make your family whole again. So you want to tap into the emotional side of, I've just lost my house. It's just burned down. Now you want to tap into, we can help you do this. Okay. And you got to make them believe. You got to make them feel like you actually care. And that's what none of these guys are doing. They're just like, give me the money. Give me the money. We can do it. Give me the money. Give me the money. Give me the money. Right. So that's number one. That's the first thing that's missing over here. None of these ads over here is actually addressing the issue of you just lost your house. You're feeling very vulnerable. You guys need to acknowledge that feeling. Okay. Second thing that you need to look at is there's nobody over here that's talking about their track record. And a track record is so much more than just saying that you've been doing something since 2003. Let me ask you guys a question. I can say that I've been a football player since 2003. Doesn't mean I'm a good football player. I can say I've been a basketball player since 2001. That doesn't mean I'm a good basketball player. You guys have got to get out of the habit of saying, "Oh, I've been doing this for a long time," because a client's not gonna know what the difference is between a company that says 10 years experience and a company that says 20 years experience. They all look the same to them. So what a client's going to do is they're just going to go for the cheapest quote. They're going to go for the cheapest company. And you don't want to play that game. So what you want to do is you can say, we've successfully restored over 150 homes in the Ohio area. You see what I'm saying? Did you see what I did over there? If I say we've successfully restored over 150 homes in the Ohio area, then all of a sudden, now it becomes tangible, right? Simple thing. So, for example, if I'm a salon and I'm trying to say, book your nail appointment, you can say something like, we've been doing nails for the past 25 years. Nobody really cares. Or you can say, we do nails for the Kardashians. We do nails for Brad Pitt's girlfriend. We do nails for so and so. You name drop. And what happens is when you start name dropping, somebody's going to think, wow, if the Kardashians are choosing these guys to do their nails, they must be really good. Okay. This is why I'm saying it goes deeper than ad copy. Matching the search is not going to get somebody to decide that you're the company they want to work with. It is a good step, PJ Baller, but it's not going to get you there entirely. What you want to do is you want to acknowledge the problem. So, for example, if you're a dog coach, you don't want to say, I'm a dog coach, I'm a certified dog coach, I've helped so many people, blah, blah, blah. The first thing you want to say if you're a dog coach in your ad copy is you want to say something like, is your dog embarrassing you? Question mark. What have I done? I've acknowledged the issue. My problem is I love my dog, but my dog is embarrassing me because it's barking all the time and it's going crazy. So what you want to do is you want to say, is your dog embarrassing you? And this makes them stop and think and say, hey, this person knows how I feel. I feel a strong connection with this particular advertiser. Otherwise, guys, if we're playing the game that you guys are playing, is we're gonna play this game and we're just gonna come and we're gonna write ad copy. One's gonna say, I'm the number one rated fire damage. Next guy, we're the best fire damage. Next person, we're the best. I'm gonna go to the bottom of the page over here because I promise you this is gonna happen. Fire damage restoration. We restore damages from fire. Oh, yay. That tell me something I did not know. This nonsense, it needs to stop. Now, this is keyword stuffing. We restore damages from fire, support for fire damage. We will be in your door within, minimizing damage, emergency fire cleanup. This is an example of keyword stuffing. You do not need to do this when you run Google Ads. This is not going to help you. This is not going to make you money. This is going to get you more expensive clicks because you're writing for a computer. You're not writing for human beings, right? And here again. Now, guys, are you noticing something as I'm taking you through all of these search results? This company sounds the same like this company, sounds the same like this company, sounds the same like, oh my gosh, sounds the same like these two at the bottom of the page. And now we have a problem because I don't like any of these, but I'm just going to look for which one is the cheapest. Okay, this one says cheap. I'm going to click on it. And then all of a sudden, the cheapest company gets the lead. So you've already lost the quality clients because your ad copy is, for lack of a better word, it is garbage. It is garbage. So because you all failed the test, I won't say you all failed the test, but you guys know what I mean. What I want you guys to do, this is your homework. Give me a second. Each and every single one of you tonight, you're going to go and you're going to buy this book. I don't have an affiliate link for you, but you are going to buy this book. It's by Martin Neumeyer. I think you can see his name here somewhere. Is it not sure? Anyway, it's called Zag, and it's by Martin Neumeyer. All of you are going to buy this book. All of you are going to read this book, right? What that book teaches you is that when you're writing ad copy, when you're writing landing page copy, when you're doing anything to do with advertising, you need to separate yourself from the competition. Guys, just imagine going onto the search results and the first thing you see is somebody who says, we can make your house a home again, or we can help make your family home whole again. You're going to choose that ad over every single one of the ads that you see over here. Guys, if I'm searching for fire damage restoration, you do not have to say fire damage restoration. We fix homes. We do. They already know that. They're searching for fire damage restoration, right? They already know they have a house that needs to be repaired. It's kind of normal. You have to go above that and go, what is really important to this person? It's that they trust me. It's that I comfort them while they're going through a bad time. And it's that I make the process easy for them. If you do that, you get leads, lots of leads. You will get more leads than you can handle. If you do not do that, if you do not acknowledge the issue, if you do not deal with their emotions first, what's going to happen is you're just going to be another person trying to sell them another thing, and you're probably not going to get the leads because there's 100 other websites that are willing to sell them the thing. Is all of this making sense? Chat. And feel free to ask questions about what I said. If you want to challenge what I said, you're more than welcome to challenge it. Like, it's a live stream, guys. Let's get talking about this stuff. But I've been doing this for 7 years. I've been helping people with tiny budgets get leads, and this is how I do this. Just with these simple tricks, with these simple tweaks. Okay, so Wendy says sage advice. Thank you. Oh, it's my absolute pleasure, Wendy. Thank you very much for giving me such an interesting vertical to search. Does anybody have anything else that you want me to search and critique? PJ Baller says, in the headline or descriptions, do we stand out? Okay, so that's another good question. All right, so what would be the best way to do it? Okay, so let me just think about how. Thank you very much for the question, PJ. I just want to think about how I'm going to answer you comprehensively. I'm probably going to have to start a new campaign and show you what I'm talking about. But actually, let me go the simplest route. The headline is the first thing that they read. If the headline is not good, they are not going to make it to the description. So the first thing you want to do is you want to mirror back the search. And I think you're the one who said the copy isn't matching the search. Okay. So your first headline, your headline number one can be something like fire home restoration. You can do that. No problem. The main problem is your headline number 2 and number 3, they need to have a punch. And currently these headlines over here, they don't have any punches. So let's go look at them quickly. Just to refresh our memories over here, let's go look at these headlines over here. If I'm looking at this headline over here, serving SE Michigan expert restoration service, home restoration after fire, pro fire, none of these have a punch. So here, what we want to do is the first part is fine. So we can say you can mirror back the search here. But the second part, you need to really talk about why choose me? Why choose me? Okay. So now I want to say we can make your house a home again. Give your family back your home. Something that acknowledges what that family is going through. And if the headline doesn't work, if the headline doesn't have enough of a punch, they're never going to read this part over here. You can have the best description on planet Earth, but if your headline is not good, I am not going to read it. I am not going to go to these guys. Pro fire damage restoration, home restoration after fire. I've already lost interest. I'm not clicking on this ad. I'm not even going to read the second part, and I'm not going to click on the call button. They've already lost me as a client. What you want to do is you want to acknowledge the issue. Okay. So I'm going to try and find an example of ad copy that acknowledges the issue. So let's go for solar panel installation. I'm going to try and find one. I'm not saying I am going to find one. But okay, so we've got Get Solar and save 775 Rand per month. That's the currency in South Africa. This is okay because they're getting to the point pretty quickly. Installation in 2 weeks. I like that as well. And it says solar, get a solar quote today. Not that good, but still some of them are not acknowledging the issue. Let's see. I'm trying to think. There's probably some good ones over here. Let's just see. Oh, man. Leading web design agency. That's okay. DA starter, buy now, contact our sales team. This is horrible. Web designer in South Africa. This is horrible. Now, the problem with these types of ads is when people are running these types of ads, you might see them at the top of the search results and you might think, oh, I need to make an ad that's like this. Trust me, guys, You can have a $5 per day budget. You probably beat out these guys very easily just by writing a better ad. That's all you'd need to do to beat these guys is just write a better ad. So as you can see, there are a lot of people who don't really understand ad copy. Okay. And that's the problem. So I'm going to do one more search. Hopefully we'll get some good copy. So let's go digital marketing agency, New York. Hopefully New York is going to give us something good. Wow. What was I talking about? What was I just saying? More than 200 million profiles, right? Jack Morton, this is good. Digital marketing consultant, that's good. We'll build your website. I like that, but it's not strong enough. But this one over here, this one is really good. This one is super good. And this is basically what it is. It's just about acknowledging exactly what your client is looking for. Now, a lot of you guys might be saying, but Devin, I don't have impressive stats in my business. I don't have that much experience. So how do I brag and how do I say that I've achieved all of these things when I haven't really achieved them? I can tell you something like if you have 5-star reviews on Google and you have 3 of them, 3 5-star review on Google, you can say something like we've got 100% 5-star review record, and you can still impress in the search results. All of these small things, you're probably asking yourself, but what does this matter? Like, this is just ad copy. Isn't it like they don't even take any action on the ad except clicking on it? If you don't get the click, your ads will become this much expensive versus if you get a high click-through rate, your ads will become this much expensive. That's just click-through rate, nothing else. So when you go with a high click-through rate, Google thinks you have a better ad. If they think they have a better ad, they're going to show you high up in the search results, which means you get better quality clicks, which means you get better quality leads, which means you get cheaper leads. Just by doing that. Just by doing that one thing. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about creatives. We want to make sure that whenever somebody sees our ad, they go, wow, that company really stands out to me and I want to work with them. I didn't find a great example of that, but I think I've got my point across. And of course, if you want to ask any more questions, you're more than welcome to do so. The chat is very quiet today. Keenan says, hi, Devin. How are you doing today? Thanks very much, Keenan. I appreciate it. I'm great. I'm just basically making my voice go hoarse, talking about ad copy as usual. So, yeah. All right. So we've covered the first 2 steps in the ladder. Okay. We have covered our clarity. So we've covered who the offer is for. Second thing we've done is we've talked about the creatives. We've talked about how do we make our ad copy really pop. The next thing we need to do is we need to control our costs. Okay. And this is where your ad settings are going to play a role. Now, there are 3 major ways that you control costs in a Google Ads campaign. The first of being which, I need to write this down because I'm going to forget. The first of being which is a landing page. The second one that you can do is your bidding strategy. And the third one that you can do is your negative keywords. Let's call them negative keywords. Okay. All these 3 things are important. And I want to show you an example of manual CPC. I want to show you an example of a landing page, and I want to show you an example of bidding strategies. You guys, let me know which one you want to see first. Do you want to see my example of a landing page? Do you want to see my example with bidding strategies, or do you want to see my examples with negative keywords? I'm going to show you all of them, and I'm going to show you how they make a difference. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you results. I'm going to show you this is the performance before the landing page, and this is the performance after we change the landing page. Okay. I'm going to do that. So let me know. Landing page, bidding, negative keywords, or do you just want me to go through everything? Just let me know in the chat. Oh, man. These lights are like so hot and they're like sit on you. So what happens is you start looking a little bit pink. So yeah, so if I look like I'm boiling, It's just because these lights are like pretty bright and they're pretty hot as well. All right, so I don't see any movement in the chat, or maybe there's a delay. Okay, so Wendy says everything. I knew Wendy would say everything. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to start off with doing is I want to show you guys a landing page example. It's a pretty cool example as well. All right, so client came to me, one of my students in my community, said to me, Devin, my ads are not doing well. They're not converting. So I told the client, you're going to pay me to do a landing page and it's going to solve the problem. So he says to me, I don't think the landing page is the problem. I think there's other things like why do I have to pay you all of this money for a landing page? And I said to him, I'll make you a deal. If you pay me money for a landing page and the landing page does not improve your ad performance, I will give you all of your money back. Every cent that you paid me to design and build this landing page for you, I will give you all of your money back if the landing page doesn't improve your ad performance. So he thinks about it. He's like, okay, that sounds like a good deal. I'm going to pay you, build the landing page, and if it doesn't work, I get all my money back, right? Said, sure. So I'll show you his results. These were the results. Well, let me show you the landing page first. Otherwise, it's just going to be anticlimactic. And I can't like. So this is the landing page. We spoke about this before, but I wanted to show you the landing page. So all we did was he had a website, and the website, he does furniture repair, he does wood repair, he does a whole bunch of repairs. So all I did was we built him this. I say we, my web designer did most of the hard work. We put this form over here, and every single picture that you see on this page, remember when I was talking about acknowledging the issue? First thing we did was we told him what we did. Second thing we did was we gave him a highly emotional reason, or we gave the lead a highly emotional reason. So brag to your friends about your new furniture without buying anything. One sentence, but it's a powerful sentence. And then after that, this is where acknowledging the issue comes in. Sometimes the best thing you can do on your landing page is show the clients what it looks like if they hire the wrong company. That's sometimes the best thing that you can do. So here, what we're doing is we're acknowledging, does your couch look like this? Has your dog been eating your couch? Is there something broken inside your couch? And we've got all these ugly couch pictures that make them think, oh my gosh, what if my couch looks like this? What if people come to my house and they see this ugly couch over there? I don't want that. I don't want my dog chewing out my couch. And then what we do is we show them the beautiful furniture. This is all of his work, by the way. It's redecorate.co.za. Check him out if you're in South Africa. They do beautiful work. Name is Michael. Nice guy, too. So as you can see over here, this is what he does. So I showed you the ugly. Now I'm showing you the beautiful. Okay. And we did this section over here. We showed that he had over 107 5-star reviews on Google. And also what we did was we put another call to action at the bottom with some frequently asked questions as well. Are you guys ready? Okay, let me show you this. His old page, before we did any work, his website. Okay. 4 leads in a month, and his conversion rate, 0.64%. After we did those changes, just the landing page, I didn't touch his ads. I didn't do ad copy. I didn't do settings, nothing. 17 leads, 5% conversion rates, and he had half the clicks that he did before. Budget stays exactly the same. He dropped his cost per lead down by 86%. I don't have the screenshot here, but he dropped his cost per lead down by 86%. And guys, this is with one change. Right? I didn't touch his ads. This is just with one change. And this is the type of thing that I'm talking about. Once you start really understanding Google Ads, you're going to be able to get these results, and you're not going to have to change bidding strategies, add negative keywords, do any of that type of stuff. All you need to do is you need to get better with design and ad copy. If you get better with those two things, you're going to win. And if you don't know, you can always pay us and we'll do it for you. I've got training inside my course. I've got a roast my landing page section inside my community. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. But guys, you need to get better with landing pages. I did this all with just a landing page. All right. So that's the first part. That's the first way that you're going to reduce costs. Simple. Just use a landing page instead of a website. An ugly landing page will get more customers than a beautiful website. Crazy, right? Super crazy, but it works. An ugly landing page is going to get more visitors than a beautiful website because an ugly landing page has only one option, whereas a beautiful website has got 32 different options. And the average person only stays on the website for 52 seconds. So that's the first part I want to tell you about. Second part, when it comes to saving money with Google Ads, is your bidding strategies. If you're losing money on ads right now and you can't figure out what to do, my first piece of advice for you is slow down everything. Slow it down. And then just focus on manual CPC and controlling your bids. So I'll give you an example of this. Who shall I go to? Let me think. I've got so many examples where this has worked. So what I'm showing you here is just like before and afters, because I think that's the fastest way that you're going to learn versus me going into my Google Ads dashboard. I can go into my Google Ads dashboard if you want, but what I want to do is I just want to show you screenshots of the results. All right, so this gentleman over here, Costa Shape, this is Ivan. Now, his cost has increased on the right screenshot on the right-hand side, but basically there were 3 steps to this. Step number 1 was he was spending more money than he was making. Do you guys see that? Do you see how he was spending $248 every week, but he was only making back $90 a week? What I told him to do was start using manual CPC. As soon as he started using manual CPC, his ads got profitable. Guys, if you're struggling now and your clicks are too expensive, the first thing you want to do is you want to slow down Google Ads and you want to just put in manual CPC. That's it. That's it. So I'm going to give you an example inside my ads account over here. It's so weird when you stop live streaming. Like I come back on live stream and I don't know where everything is. So right now, if I go into this ad campaign, this is an example that I teach in my course. Wendy will tell you. She's probably seen it in the course. Notice how this campaign was in 2021 conversion rate. If I look at that yellow line, 14% conversion rate, 25% conversion rate, 14% conversion rate, 50. It's probably just one good day. 13, 15, 9, 1, 11% conversion rate. Okay. So this has been since 2021 and this campaign still works. And believe you me, I don't really optimize my ads. So, and as you can see, my cost per conversion is super cheap over there. My cost per lead is only $8.84. So you might be asking, Devin, what are you doing to get such a cheap cost per lead? Well, I don't allow Google to spend my money. I don't do that. I go over to my keywords and I've got these little bids over here. Do you see it says max CPC? Now, for you, those of you who don't know what max CPC is, when you have a max CPC, you can basically limit how much you pay per click. And what that's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to have super cheap cost per conversions. You see that over there? All I'm doing over here is I am slowing Google down. If Google wants to spend $10 on a click, I am saying no. If Google wants to spend $50 on the click, I am saying no. I want to pay $1.10 and I don't want to pay a cent more. So I slow it down with manual CPC. And what that allows me to do is I get to keep on running my ads, but I don't go bankrupt. I don't go broke because you can't go broke if you're paying very conservative amounts for your clicks. Guys, you need to think about it this way. Your click cost, these metrics over here, they do not matter. What matters is how much am I paying for a click? What is my average cost per click? If the average cost per click is low, the campaign lead cost will be low because a whole bunch of clicks will add up to one lead. So what you want to do is, Google is a game, and the game you want to be playing is, you want to be playing the game of average CPC. You want to drop this down as much as possible because that's going to give you cheaper leads all the time. What a lot of you guys are doing is, let me show you what you guys are doing. You're going over to editing settings. Tell me if I'm lying in the chat. Let me know if I'm lying. But what a lot of you guys are doing, in you're going over here and you're going, um, um, let me try and focus on, I want to focus on conversions because then I get more leads. This is what you guys are doing. You're either focusing on conversions or focusing on clicks. You lose money with both these settings. Here, Google gets to, sorry, here, Google gets to decide how much to charge you. You don't have a say. Some of you might say target CPA. Well, I say target CPA works sometimes, but sometimes it does not work. And you should know that, especially if you're on this live stream. Or you go over here. Google still gets to decide how much you're paying. You might set a limit and say, I want a $10 limit, but Google gets to decide. Guys, would you ever go to the casino and let a casino decide how much you're going to bid or how much you play a hand? You would never do that. You want to be in control of your money. I don't know why when Google puts this fancy UI in front of you and makes you go on a website, now all of a sudden you're going to trust Google with your money, with your credit card, and say, oh yeah, it's fine. Focus on conversions. Just bring me the leads. And what happens is you will get the most expensive leads you've ever gotten in your life, or you're just paying a lot of money and you're not getting a lot of leads. Either one of those things is bad. So what we want to do is, you want to make sure you control your costs. Okay. Very important that you do that. And that's why I even put it as a step in my pyramid to say, you want to control your costs. Now, I'm not going to run through the whole pyramid. It's been a long live stream already, and I can see a lot of you guys are thinking. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open up the floor to questions. We're going to get to negative keywords if there's time. But what I want to do is, I just want to ask you guys, is there any questions based on what I'm sharing? Is all of this clear? Do you understand? Is there something you need me to clarify? Because the worst thing for me would be to do this beautiful live stream for you guys. You're nodding your head, but meanwhile, you're saying, oh, but I have a question about this. But what about this? But what about this? Ask me now while you have me in front of you. Or you're going to have to pay $199 to ask me the same question inside of my community. So it's better that you ask me now. The only difference is, when you have my community, you can actually show me your ads. You can show me your campaign. You can show me your data. You can show me every single thing. So if you have anything that you want to ask, you're more than welcome to ask it right now. What are some good industries for beginners? PJ Baller, let me know. Do you want to run ads for people, or do you just want to get started off with just running ads? That's kind of a broad question, so you're gonna have to slow it down for me over there so I can just understand your question. Okay, so you want to run ads for people. Okay, that's fantastic. Did you have a job before digital marketing? Do you have any jobs before digital marketing? What job did you do? So, for example, I can tell you guys that before I got into digital marketing, I had a lot of IT experience. So, I did a lot of IT stuff. I also worked for a coffee shop, and I worked for a coffee shop, and I worked in a real estate agency, and I worked in a car dealership as well for 4 years. So very rounded. All right. So PJ Baller says worked in restaurants. Then you need to start with restaurants. That's who you start with. You start with your people. You start with your tribe. You already speak their language. You already understand what their biggest problems are. So what you want to do is, you want to find restaurants that aren't doing well, that aren't getting that many clients, And you can go to them and say, hey, I'd like to do your digital marketing. I'd like to run Google Ads, and I'd like to get this restaurant full of people. Is that something that you'd be interested in? You can also go to places that maybe are not restaurants, but they're coffee shops. You can deal with them. You can deal with people that are interested in, maybe they've got a drink or a spice or food that they're working on, and you can help them to promote that food. Something as simple as a butchery. It's crazy. Like, you can find Google Ads and run them for butcheries. You can run them for fast food places. There are a lot of places that you can run ads for. If you look at the big delivery services, that's literally all they're doing. They're taking marketing, they're doing the marketing for restaurants, and they're just bringing them clients. That's all they do. So that's basically it. And another piece of advice that I'm going to give you, PJ Baller, is if you find somebody who's already running Google Ads and you approach them, you probably have even better luck, because those are the people that are usually hating their ads right now. They can't understand why their ads are working. They might not even have an idea of what's happening with their ads. And those are the people that you approach. Why? Because you speak their language, you've worked in a restaurant before, you understand what the problems are. Now, I can tell you to go and do Google Ads for private jet companies, for lawyers and stuff like that. But if they're not in your circle, it's going to be very hard to reach those people, number one. And when you do reach those people, because you're not in the same industry as them, it's going to be very hard for you to articulate. And what I always advise you is, I'm not saying you can't have those people as customers. You can definitely have those people as customers. But what you should do is you should go and find your tribe, the people that you already know, and you should try and sell Google Ads in that circle. Once you get 2 or 3 people, and once you've built these success stories up, and once you have proof that you know what you're doing, then you can go and approach lawyers, dentists, doctors, car dealerships. I should have approached car dealerships. I took the long way around. I went to electricians and plumbers. I should have just went to car dealerships, because that's what I know. I know exactly how to get leads, how to close leads, and I know exactly what to say on a call to get a deal done. I should have just went to car dealerships, but I did it the hard way around. So please, don't be like me. Don't make life harder for yourself than it needs to be. Just go and find your tribe and go find out if they're struggling with Google Ads. And another thing that you can do is you can run Google Ads for restaurants as well, and you can do that on YouTube. You can make YouTube videos about how to get more clients for how to get more clients for your restaurant, and you can attract the clients to you, so they're actually searching. And when you pop up, your videos will pop up, and then they'll be like, man, I need to work with this guy. He looks like he knows what he's doing when it comes to restaurants. So that's another piece of advice. Sometimes we think the clients, we have to go and find that client, but sometimes the client's already searching for you. So what you need to do is be on search, run Google Ads for your own business, but also put out content related to what the person would be searching for. I hope that makes sense. Does anybody else have any questions before I just quickly go through negative keywords and before I call it a day over here? I know I say I'm going to call it a day, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose in the chat section. But yeah, I think I've shared a decent bit of information with you guys today. I also don't want to overshare and give you guys too much to think about. So the last thing that you want to do to be able to control your costs in Google Ads. So Wendy is saying yes. I'm not sure when I asked the yes or no question, but okay. I'll take that as a yes. The last thing I want to show you guys is I want to go to my negative keywords. Now, for those of you who don't, I can't even find negative keywords. Devin, for those of you who don't know, okay, so Wendy's just catching up to the stream. She says Google forces you to use anything but manual CPC. Yep. Do you see how Google like slowly manipulates you? And do you see how they like kind of say, oh yeah, just use this setting, use that setting, use that setting. Just don't use manual CPC. They don't even put it there as an option. So this is why my manual CPC, how to switch to manual CPC videos, They've got over 25,000 views, 40,000 views. I just make a video on how to switch to manual CPC and I just get loads of views. So Wendy over here is asking me, can you show us the process to change bidding to manual CPC? Okay, it's a very simple process. Let's cover it here. All right, cool. So the first thing you want to do is, if you have a campaign like this, I should actually go and find a campaign that's not manual CPC and then try and change it over. So let's do this. Okay. So if you are not in manual CPC, your screen will look something like this. Get guidance, and I'm going to say save over here. Okay. So when you go to your Google Ads, this is how you know you're not on manual CPC. Let me start off there. Sorry, Wendy, I want to do it the long way around because, yeah, it's no problem. No problem with the delay. Don't worry about it. So call extension is disapproved. Ooh, okay. Anyway, and now it's kind of freezing up on me. Anyway, if I go over to my keywords over here, just going to close all of this up and I go over to my keywords over here. Notice how there's no control. There's no column here that allows me to change anything. I've got max CPC, but I'm not allowed to change anything. Google wants this so they can charge me whatever they want for a click. If they decide that my click should be $100, they will charge me $100 for my click. I do not want that. That is bad business. So what I want to do is I want to change it to a system where I can choose how much I pay for a click on every single one of these keywords, because currently, as you can see over here, Google gets to decide how much to charge me. So that's bad. So you want to find your campaign. So I've selected my campaign. Then you want to go to more details. And then you want to go to this thing that says edit in settings. Now, once you do that, you're going to come to this section over here and it's going to say bidding. And then you're going to say change bid strategy. And the first thing Google is going to do is they're going to try and upsell you. And they tell you this will get, hold on, I need to say it in the Google voice. This campaign will use the maximize conversions bid strategy to help you get the most conversions for your budget. Guys, I want you to tell me in the comment section, how many people have used this and have gotten 0 leads? There are a lot of you. Don't be shy. We're not going to judge you, but this is happening and it's happening often to people. So what you want to do is you want to first look for manual CPC here. If you cannot find it, you want to click here. This not recommended. This means there's good settings here. Whenever you see not recommended in Google Ads, whoo, that's where you're going to make money. So you're going to click on that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to scroll all the way down to where it says manual CPC. Now I've got manual CPC enabled, but I've got enhanced CPC here as well. Now, what enhanced CPC does is it allows Google to spend more than what you say they should spend. So if you say you want to spend $2, Google can spend maybe $2.50, $2.70. So they can still go over your manual CPC bid. So what you want to do is you want to disable that. Obviously, Google Ads is going to start panicking and going, hey, we're going to lose money if this guy, he doesn't want to pay us any money. So let's tell him that this is bad. It's going to result in lower performance. Guys, you've seen my performance. If you started off with this live stream, you've seen my performance. This will not hurt your performance whatsoever. This is a smart way from Google to get you to double guess yourself, start doubting yourself, and go back to maximize conversions. Manual CPC is fine. Now we're going to say save. After I do that, I've now changed my bidding strategy to manual CPC. What this means is I get to control how much I pay for the click. I get to control how much my leads cost. But my work isn't done yet. Now you need to go down to search keywords. And now you'll see that this has populated. Normally for you guys, I'm just going to select all of them. This is what you're going to see in that column. You're going to see 0.01 like this. You're going to see 0.01. Now, when you see this 0.01, you're also going to see all of this red lighting over here. Let me just deselect everything over here. Okay. You're also going to see all of this red lighting over here. And then you're going to think, oh man, I'm doing something wrong. Did I do the right thing? Maybe I should just pay what Google says I should pay. Now, what you want to do is you want to increase your max CPC bids to where they should be. And if you've never done this before, and if you don't know what to increase your max CPC bids to, then I highly recommend you check out my Google Ads course, because I'm not going to be able to explain that to you all here. Check it out on my Google Ads course. There's a section called validation where we actually go through and we show you what you should be paying for each click. But I know more or less what I should be paying is about 83 cents per click. Okay. I'm not just pulling that number out of my butt. I know that number because that's what I've been running this campaign for 3 years, guys. So obviously I'm going to know what I should be paying for clicks. So as you can see over here, I've now got all of my campaigns, all of my keywords over here, and they are all on max CPC clicks over here. And now I'm very happy because I get to basically get all of this data over here. And where did all of my data go? Okay, is all of my data still here? Yeah, all of my data is still here. All of my average CPC, there we go. All of my data is still here. And that's basically how you switch over to manual CPC. So this is the most important part of just controlling your leads in Google Ads. And as you can see over here, once I do that, you can see it doesn't hurt my conversion rates, 7%, 13%, 13%. And if you look at my cost per conversions, my cost per conversions are still good as well. So it's not going to hurt you. Using manual CPC is not going to damage your account or anything like that. Like, you know how people start. Don't even get me started with that. But yeah, definitely. So that's what you need to do. And then you obviously, last but not least, Wendy, tell me if there's anything I'm missing, but that's basically what you need to do. And you need to add negative keywords as well. I think we can cover that in the next live stream, unless there are any questions about negative keywords that you want to ask now, or that anybody listening in wants to ask now. But that's basically how you do it. That's basically how you control your costs in Google Ads. And I can assure you guys this, that if you do all of these little things, it's going to be so much easier for you to run Google Ads. It is going to be so much easier for you to run Google Ads. If you don't do these things, then you're going to get a problem. So Raymond Puranam, sorry, I can't pronounce your surname. Puranam Haynes asks, should we do the campaign for the suburbs or the city? If the city can afford your stuff, do it for the city. If the suburbs can afford your stuff, do it for the suburbs. The low income areas you want to exclude, but the high income areas you want to include unless you have a low income product. So, for example, if I know that the people in the city can afford to buy private jets, I am going to advertise my private jets to people only in the city. If I know that the people in the suburbs like shopping for suburb stuff, I'm going to advertise it only to the suburb people. Know your customer, know what they're after, know how much income they earn, and then choose your targeting settings. It's not as simple as just saying suburbs or city. You need to go with affordability. I'll give you another thing. My Google Ads course is selling for $650. I'm not advertising my Google Ads course in India, Bangladesh, or Pakistan. I know there's a lot of people who love my videos in there. I know there's a lot of people who watch my videos there, but I know that trying to sell a $650 course to people who don't earn that amount probably in a month or two, it's just stupid, right? Because I'm going to be wasting my advertising money showing my course to somebody who really can't afford it because they're in a developing country. Do I show it in South Africa? Yes. Why? Because I know South Africa, and the average income, somebody in South Africa is a business owner, they can easily afford my course if they want to. And I know this because I have them in my course already. People from South Africa buy my course. So you have to think about it that way. Can they afford it? Do they have the need to buy it? And then you can put it in the suburbs or the city. Are there any more questions before I sign off? I'm going to give it about 10 more minutes, y'all. If you want to ask me anything, ask me anything. But yeah, I am starting to lose energy. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna eat a chocolate now to get my energy back. But yeah, let me just get my charger as well. Just give me a second. Let me get my charger. If you have any questions, write them down in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. Um, should we use the SCAG tool or DKI in Google Ads? Well, that depends on what you're trying to achieve. So yeah, these are setting based questions. This is not about getting your first 100 leads. These are setting based questions. We're not talking about that today. We're talking about creatives. We're talking about landing pages. We're talking about ad copy. We're talking about controlling costs. That's what we're talking about today. We're not going to talk about which tool is better, if you should have 500 keywords or 10 keywords. We're not talking about that, because if you're worried about that stuff, that's you're going to struggle with lead generation. What you should focus on is your lead, copy for your ads, your landing pages, that type of thing. That's what we're talking about today. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, what I'm going to do is I am going to just send a quick shout out. And that shout out is going to go to our two sponsors for today. So, our first sponsor, let me just get this banner up, is Profitable PPC. For those of you who don't know, Profitable PPC is my Google Ads course. You can check it out at the link in the description below. And in that course, I am going to teach you every single thing that I know about Google Ads, all 7 years of my experience. I'm going to show you every little trick I know. And of course, you can join the private community as well. Inside the private community, we've got landing page roasts. We check your ad copy, we check your ads, and you get to show us your performance. The last thing that I want to do is I want to shout out lead pages. If you need a landing page and you don't know how to design one and you don't know where to start, lead pages is perfect for you, because with lead pages, what you're going to get is you're going to get the ability to basically choose from hundreds and hundreds of templates and just swap out your product and your service, and you're going to be able to get the best landing page with great conversion rates and yeah, just basically get amazing stuff done. So those are the two sponsors for this live stream. I also want to remind you, if you don't have any cash, check out my Google Ads setup cheat sheet. It is such good value for money, guys. I've just been spending the whole time upgrading it. It's $10 and it's got everything inside. You'll get a workshop on how to get your first 100 leads. You'll get all the settings that I'm using right now with my Google Ads. And you'll also get a tutorial on the Google Ads dashboard. So that's all in the link in the description below. And last but not least, we've got a kind message here from Wendy. Wendy's been with us with the whole live stream, and I really appreciate you, Wendy, especially on a day like this. Devin, you are amazing. Thank you for everything. Wendy, you are amazing too. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who tuned in today, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.